Hi everyone, my name is Oskar Tokhtarov and I am a life coach. Of our seminar today will be on discovering purpose in our lives. What does it mean to have a purpose in life? A purpose is the direction of a person's movement towards achieving something important to him or her. Often, a purpose is created in early childhood. In front of the eyes of a child are constantly flashing models and patterns to which the little kid gradually forms his or her life plan, and as a result of that, a purpose is created. Moreover, a purpose can be a real purpose or a false one. A hero and a winner becomes a model for a child who would like to repeat the hero's success. Often a child absolutely unconsciously follows the heroes in his or her environment. The main role model for a boy is his father, and for a girl, her mother. If the hero behaves badly, then his followers will behave badly as well. This is what I call false self-identification with a bad father, which leads to a false life plan and purpose of life. The same thing applies to a bad behavior of a mother from whom her daughter takes an example. However, along with bad fathers and mothers, there are good fathers and mothers, of which the life plan and purpose of their children will also be right, good, and real. This means that the level of cultural environment and its quality influences the child and creates in his or her mind certain patterns of behavior that further leads him or her to a certain purpose. The dynamics of personal development moves in the direction to which a person is pushed by the environment. Of course, influences on a child can be both bad and good, and those influences occur constantly until a person realizes him or herself as an adult. But the core of personality, views, a general line of behavior, and a life plan of the person forms in the family. The right purpose is, figuratively speaking, a rigid, integral, a completely firm structure of what a person would like to achieve in life. The wrong purpose, accordingly, is unclear outlines, a weak, unformed structure of what a person desires to achieve. For example, like a house of cards that could collapse with a light breeze. The right purpose creates excitement in a person. All his or her thoughts revolve around the main interest in life, expectations, hopes, a picture of future, feelings. Everything is embraced by his or her purpose. The wrong purpose creates illusions, dreams, which lead a person away from activity into a completely useless side of life. With constant waiting and preparation, in which there is not enough excitement and, of course, energy to start an action. As a rule, a person with the right purpose knows him or herself. This person is confident and never steers off the chosen path. He or she is energetic and active. An individual with a false purpose doesn't know him or herself, unfortunately, and is not confident of him or herself, not sure of purpose, and therefore purpose often changes. Such a person never achieves anything, always remaining on the useless side of life, until someone helps this person understand and express him or herself. An individual with the right purpose has a clear life plan. He or she has everything planned out. Just like, for example, the project of an architectural structure. This person knows in details how much and what resources need to be used in order for this structure to be built. And having such a project in his or her head and knowing how to implement it and at what time frame to implement it, he or she begins to build it. A whole person differs from an aimless one by having a detailed plan, constant activity, knowledge of him or herself and capabilities, and usefulness in life. An individual with a false purpose is an internal dreamer who doesn't have a clear life plan, doesn't have a specific goal, doesn't know him or herself and capabilities, and constantly avoids contact with society by being on the useless side of life. A false purpose means a complete lack of purpose. An individual without a purpose in life is absolutely unpredictable. Sometimes abulia becomes part of personality. Abulia is when a person has a lack of ideas that allows him or her to perform useful activities. It is a departure from reality that rarely causes hallucinations. It's often associated with the discovery of some knowledge inaccessible to the rest of mankind. Sometimes there is difficulty in self-identification, a tendency to conspiracy theories, and as a rule, infantile and tongue-tied, and being in mortal boredom, often with anger. The whole person is independent from other people, or from circumstances, or from the environment. Of course, the whole person is in contact with other people. He or she cannot live outside of society. But a whole person doesn't depend on anyone. The whole person is completely captured by his or her idea. And all thoughts, actions, feelings are directed toward its implementation. His or her life plan is revealed like vivid pictures in which a whole person sees even the most insignificant details. A whole person's mind is clear, his or her language precise, and every step taken is thought out. A whole person is never bored. He or she doesn't know anger and never wastes precious time in vain. The whole person is on the useful side of life. He or she is in the thick of life events, and such a person creates these events him or herself. So, how can an aimless person become a whole person? How does someone get rid of abulia, find a purpose, and start to act? This task is not simple, and solving or not solving this task depends only on the person's self. Every difficult thing becomes possible only when a person overcomes their fear. My first tip is be brave. Stop being afraid of life and take a step into the life. My second tip is look for yourself. Look for yourself by trials and errors. You have to understand what is most interesting to you besides money. What turns you on? What arouses strong feelings in you? My third tip is find a hero to follow. Create a role model for yourself that you will be interested to follow. Perhaps your purpose will coincide with the purpose of your hero, and you will enthusiastically begin to play the role of your hero. And soon perhaps you will become someone's hero too, an example to follow for others. And remember that the quality of life depends on the quality of ideas that you have in your mind. If there are no high quality ideas in your mind, then you are back on the useless side of life. So, fourth tip is to look for quality ideas. And never forget the simple truth. Those who seek for something will always find something. My fifth tip is don't get around the difficulties. Know how to cope with difficult situation. Look for a solution to any problem. This will teach you to be a steadfast and courageous person. An aimless person constantly runs away from problems, avoids any difficulties, and manipulates people in order to hang problems on them. Never do this. Cope with all the difficulties by yourself. Otherwise, you'll never become a whole person. So, my friends, now we have reached the end of today's seminar. Good luck to everyone. See you soon.